spine doesn't move properly is because the pelvis is out of alignment somehow. One's higher, or it's rotated, or it's locked. So we're going to start with the upper body. We're going to go all the way down to the legs to whatever time. We have about 30 minutes, but I'll try to squeeze as many exercises as I can. The order is really important. So remember, you follow what your body can. You honor your limitations. And I'm going to cue you the best I can, and you do what you can. So how much time we have left?
You can get started.
It's the right time?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna mute everybody.
All right, guys, everybody's going muted. We're gonna get some music. Yeah, oh no.
I thought you did.
Oh, I don't have any music.
Oh, no, I don't know how to turn it on.
Okay, then forget the music, it's okay. All right, guys, so I want you to start with your feet straight forward. Make sure that your toes are pointing all the way forward and aligned. Make sure the heels are slightly wider than your toes. Extend the arms into the side of the body, and we're going to start doing simple shoulder rolls. So the shoulder's going to go to the front, it's going to go up, and then it's going to go all the way back, and then it's going to go down. And you're going to continue doing this kind of movements. You're going to rotate them, and I want you to feel that the movement is really coming from the shoulder joint, right? The union of the arm with the shoulder blade in the collarbone. So those three bones are involved in doing this. We are reminding the shoulder that one of the joints in there is a ball in the socket. That's why we're doing this kind of movement. And then we're going to go backwards. Make sure that as you move, you want your ears, shoulders, hips, and knees on top of your ankle bones, not on top of your toes. So we're doing the reverse. Make sure you move all around and make sure that your elbows are extended and hanging. There we go. There goes the music. Let's do two more. And we're gonna do one more. And the last time, we're gonna reverse it again. Go backwards. Any kind of cracking going on in there, it's very common. So just go your rhythm, feel, make sure you are going through the front, up, back, and down. 6 more. 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2, and we're going to go ahead now and reverse it for the last time. Let's go forward, forward, back, up, and down. 2, keep going. 3, extend the arms. 4, stand more towards your ankles, don't lean forward. 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're done with the shoulder roll standing. So now what I want you to do is I want you to put one hand on the shoulder, right there, like if you had a pad in your shoulder. With the other hand, I want you to put your hand on the bottom of the elbow, and I want you to pull it up. Now as you do this, make sure you're lowering your shoulders. This is called cow face, modified. So you're pulling with this hand, your elbow, you're pulling it back, and you're holding it in that position. We're gonna hold this for about a minute. Keep breathing. Make sure you're not leaning forward. Like I said, stand on your ankle bones. Keep your shoulder blades down. This is all about lifting the torso right above the hip. So if you were to think of the center of gravity and how your body has the weight distribution, this is going to pull the body back into the vertical alignment. So let's do 30 seconds more. Breathe in and out through your belly. Relax the muscles of your glutes. Pull the shoulder blades down. Keep holding your position and breathe. Breathe a little bit more. Belly in, belly out. Keep breathing. 15 seconds. 5 seconds. Keep pulling, elongating, and very slowly release and lower. Now I want you to put the other hand on your elbow and put the free hand on the edge of your elbow or shoulder. And I want you to lift it all the way up. With this hand, you're pulling the elbow, you're trying to keep the arms over your head. So think of an umbrella or a hat. And again, you don't want to be pushing your hips forward. You want to make sure that your pubic bone is down and you are actually have an arch on your lower back. So keep elongating the spine up. Keep reaching towards the ceiling. Breathe and hold it. Keep going. Breathe. Lift. Think of lifting that bent elbow. Both of them actually. Keep lifting them up and dropping the armpits down as high as you can. Relax your belly. Breathe in and out. And a little bit more than halfway there. Keep reaching and elongating. Drop the armpits. And hold a little more. In posture alignment, everything that you hold creates change. So we're trying to create change in the alignment of the body. Everything that we move and is active creates strength. So we're going to have a combination of those things today in our class. Keep reaching, 12 seconds. Just feel if there is a difference between the right and the left. There's nothing wrong, just something to feel. 5 seconds. And slowly release. Give your arms a little bit of a shake, let them go. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the fingers in the golfer's grip. So you're gonna bend the fingers and you're gonna put them on the pad of the hand, right there. Turn your thumbs down and then put them right on your temple. So the temple is that area between your ear and your eye. So you're gonna put them there, not with the finger, one of them, is the whole thing. Thumb hangs down, drop your shoulder blades, make sure your body is straight and in line with the feet and you're standing more towards your ankle bone. Keeping your shoulder blades down, we're gonna do standing elbow curls. You're gonna close your elbow to the front of your chest and then immediately you're gonna take it all the way back as far as you can. What this is doing is creating retraction and protraction on the shoulder blade. So the shoulder also has another joint in there. We have actually 3 joints in the shoulder. So what this is doing is simulating the movement of a door, right? How you can open and close the door with a hinge. So we have a joint in the shoulder that is a hinge, and that's what we're doing. We are creating mobility on the hinge joint inside of the shoulder. Keep your armpits down, keep opening as much as you can, and then closing until the elbows touch. Relax your belly and your butt. And so we're gonna do 20, we've done about 6. Let's count together, 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. Keep opening and closing. Let's do 10 more. Relax the muscles inside of your butt and breathe through your belly. 8 more. 8 and 7, 6, 5, 4, and 3. Last 2 guys, and 2, and 1, and release and let go of the arms. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is windmill. What I want you to do is I want you to open your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Keep your toes pointing forward, your heels a little bit wider. Extend the arms straight out of your body and get some tension through your hands. So imagine you have a horizontal line from one hand all the way to the other and you're reaching like if you could touch the walls. Once you're there, again, make sure that you're standing on your ankle bones. And I want you to imagine right behind you there's a wall and you're using the wall as a mat. As you are there, with the torso, I want you to incline your spine into one direction and then in the other, as far down as you can. The arms are not moving, they're just following the lateral flexion of the spine. Keep going. We're gonna do 4 more. Keep reaching the arms, extending the fingers and the wrist. Pull the armpits down. Last 2. One more time. Wonderful. Lower the arms and open your legs a little bit wider. And go again and extend, and let's do it again. So the motion is from the torso, right? You're moving from here. And 2, and do it again. Reach the arms. And 3, reach the arms more. And 4, relax your muscles of your butt. Stand against an invisible wall, or if you have a wall, use it. 2 more. 1 more time. Beautiful. Now, open your legs even wider than that. Now, this time, I want you to cross your fingers and place them on the back of your head, right where your head ends and your neck starts, and I want you to open the elbows really, really wide, like a magnet was pulling your elbows outward. And with this movement, I want you to go from one side into the other. It's pretty much the same thing as what we did before, but it's a little bit more challenging. Keep your elbows wide open and reaching to the side of the room. And 3, make sure your feet are pointing straight forward. And 4, let's do 3 more. 5, and 6, lateral flexion of the spine. And 7, and release. So now what we're going to do is we're going to close all the way to about hip distance apart, which is about 1.5 fists. We're going to extend the arms straight out of the body, and we're going to go sideways for 7 times. And 2, again, make sure you're moving from your rib cage. The arms are just following the motion. And 4, we're going to do 3 more. And 3, and 2, and 1, and release. Wonderful. Okay, now cross your fingers, extend them straight out of your body. So what I'm looking for is a full extension of the elbow, and I need you to lower your shoulder blades. So this has to be active a lot. As you're standing, you're going to try to bring the arms overhead. This is called standing overhead extension. The idea is that the arms work using the muscles of the back. You're not leaning in any direction. So the spine is not going back and the pelvis is not going forward. It's all about the extension of the arms coming from your armpit and muscles of your back. As you do this, make sure your elbows are extended. So depending on your range of motion in the shoulder this morning, you might be here, right? You might not be able to go higher unless you bend the elbows. This is better than this. So make sure your elbows are extended. If you can reach up, wonderful. Look at your hands, reach towards the ceiling. Keep your pubic bone down, not forward. And make sure, again, even in this position, you're standing in the alignment of your ankles. As you're reaching forward, look at your hands, breathe. Pull the armpits down at the same time as you're reaching the arms up. And keep holding this position. We can hold it a little bit longer. We're going to do about 40 seconds more. Keep reaching, keep elongating all the way. Breathe, guys. You can do this. You can do this. And just feel. The more you pull the armpits down, the more your arms are going to be able to go up. That's how it works in their bodies. So keep reaching. You're elongating, again, from the muscles of your back. Let's do 20 seconds more. Breathe. Relax the muscles inside of your glutes. I say it a lot because we tend to squeeze them just as a reflex. So just don't. Leave them alone. They cannot help your shoulders. So just relax your butt. 8 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest for a moment. So this is called overhead extension. So again, it's that extension that we're looking to the spine. Cross the fingers again, turn your palms out, and extend again overhead. So now what we're going to do is we're going to lean into one side and we're going to reach. And we're going to hold this position for about 30 seconds. So again, we're getting some more of the lateral flexion of the spine, reaching. So in an extension, you're reaching. And keep breathing. 20 seconds to go. Keep elongating. Keep reaching as high as you can. Pull from your shoulder blade. Last 10 seconds. And very slowly, lower the arms for a moment, just relax them. Okay, let's cross the fingers again, extend, and let's go straight into the other side. So think of reaching from the armpits. Reach as high as you can, elongate. No pushing of the hips, make sure the pubic bone is down. Keep reaching, pulling up your arms, elongating the torso, dropping the shoulder blades. So again, all these things that we hold, all these movements that we hold, are going to create that change that we need. We're pulling the torso off the weight of the hips. We're lifting it. We're creating space on each one of your vertebrae. Keep reaching. Make sure that the outside elbow is pushing outward or back. Let's do last 12 seconds. And very slowly release. Beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to do standing cats and dogs. So I'm going to go sideways. Make sure again that your feet are in line. You're going to put your hands on your knees and you're going to make sure the butt's forward. So what I want you to stay away is moving to the front. The knee should not pass the ankles. It should be in line. So to do that, you got to take your hips back. Once you're in this position, you're going to initiate the movement from your hip bone. So you're going to roll the hip up and drop your head. And then you're going to roll the hips back and arch your back and look up. And again, roll, drop your butt in your head, and then do it again. So this movement initiates and continues with the hip. The spine just follows. So make sure you're not changing the knee, although it looks like it is. The knee is not really changing. What's changing is the position of the pelvis and the spine. So here what we're getting is extension and flexion of the spine, which is connected absolutely to the pelvis. So the pelvis is also getting flexion and extension with the spine. Good. Make sure the shoulder blades don't go up. There's nothing going on there. It's the pelvis, lower back and mid back. Let's do 3 more, guys. And 3. And 2. And 1. Beautiful. Okay. So now what you're going to do is you're going to lie down on the floor. And you're going to bend the knees. And you're going to open the arms straight out of your body in what we call a 90-degree angle. So the shoulders in line with your elbow, you're going to keep your palms down. As you are in this position, feel how you extend and you pull the armpits, you're gliding down in the direction of your hips. This position is called hook line position. Once you're in this position, I want you to pick up, let's all do the same leg. I want you to pick up your left leg and cross your ankle over the knee. Once you're there, make sure the foot is flexed. Now, imagine there's cement between your ankle and that thigh, and that's where it's going to stay. You're going to rotate your pelvis, right, towards the direction of the lower leg. So you're turning into the right side. You're going to place the toes on the floor, ball of the foot and heel, and then the inside of the knee is going to press outward. So the inside is going into the outward, and this is done with the muscles of your hip. You're not using your hands. I'm just showing you. Once you've got it there, you're going to go ahead and turn your head into the other side, and you're going to hold it in that position. I want you to allow your breath to happen from your belly. Keep pressing actively the knee outward. Breathe through your belly. Relax the muscles of your butt. And every time you breathe in and out, I want you to make sure that your rib cage doesn't flare up. Probably wants to. Make sure that every time you exhale or breathe out, the elongation of the rib cage is downward. So you're really breathing from your belly and you're keeping your ribs down. And I want you to hold this position a little bit longer. Elongate and keep reaching. opening that knee, keeping that foot on the floor, and just let the time and the pressing of the leg using your hips do what we need to do, which is rotate. So we've done lateral flexion of the spine, extension and flexion. So now what I'm trying to do is create more rotation. So just hold it there and breathe. Keep pressing the knee. Keep holding it there. We're just going to hold it for about 15 seconds more. Okay, so now I'm going to modify something. This knee that we were pressing outward, what I want you to do is press it inward. So the outside of the knee is going to go into the inside. You want to try to put the inside of the foot downward. And you're just going to hold it there and keep turning the head into the opposite side. So now the inside of that left foot is going into the inside, right? The foot's going down, then the knee's going down. Keep elongating the ribs down, keep breathing, hold this position, just hold it a little bit. So we're going to the other way, right? We're moving the leg inside of the hip joint to the inside of the body. Keep breathing. Holding it, keep breathing. Feel what's going on your inner thigh, on the outside of the hip, on your ribs. That's all being affected in a very good way. We've got 10 seconds to go. Okay, so now we're going to go again. You're going to put the foot down and you're going to open it again. And you're going to see how now you're going to get much more range of motion. So you're going to press outward again using your hips. So that rotation inward and outward is giving you much more rotation now on the hips. So now you can open a little bit more. So let's do this for about half a minute more. And hold it. Keep breathing. Hold it out. So you can actually feel how there's more movement in there. The size of the movement is bigger, the range of motion is happening. Ten more seconds, guys. Beautiful. So now what you're going to do is you're going to come up. Put your foot on the ground, realign your feet, and pick up now your right leg and put your ankle on top of the left knee. The arms don't change from a 90. Now what you're going to do is you're going to turn your pelvis, your feet, your foot all the way to the left side. Anchor the heel, the ball of the foot, and the toes. Keep the arms in a 90 and turn your head into the right side. And with the hip, keep opening that knee, right? Keep elongating the ribs. Every time you breathe out, you exhale. Elongate the ribs, no flaring up. And keep reaching. Keep reaching. Our bodies are connected all the way from the top of the head to the foot. So everything that you do in mobility is going to affect. So if you work your shoulders, it's probably going to create a chain reaction all the way to your feet. And vice versa. Everything that you do with your foot is going to create a chain reaction with the neck. So we actually use that information to realign the spine and the joints. Get more extension, get more balance from right to left and front and back of the body. So that's what we're looking for here. A better position of all the joints in the spine so you can live a healthier life. With no pain, pain-free. Keep breathing, guys. Keep pressing the knee outward. So the inside is going to the outside using your hip joint. Keep doing this. Keep opening, keep elongating it, doing this movement. Breathe with your belly, relax the muscles of your butt. Just become aware of what's going on with your body. 10 seconds more. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to turn the knee to the inside. And you're concentrating on the inside of the foot to almost touch the floor. Turn your knee down towards the floor and keep turning it. Keep elongating the arms, breathing with your belly, relaxing the muscles inside of the belly. You're not holding your abdominals. Leave them alone. Just breathe normally and feel. Where do you feel it on this side? Maybe on the other side you felt it on the groin. So maybe now you're feeling it on the hip. Or maybe you're feeling it on the ribs. Those are just imbalances that we have in our body. It has nothing to do with being a righty or a lefty. It has to do with which leg you use more and now it's exhausted, so it's tighter. Which arm, in relation to the height of the torso and the hips, you're actually standing in more or leaning in more. Keep breathing, keep turning the knee downward. So we want to get range of motion. We want our body to be much more functional. Keep breathing, 10 seconds more. Very slowly, turn the inside of the knee to the outside again and press it out and feel how you're getting much more range of motion. So this exercise is preparing your body for the next exercises that are coming. The order of the exercises has a lot of importance. There is a science behind the order of the exercises, depending on what I'm choosing to realign. So like I said, today is all about getting mobility in the spine and stability on the pelvis, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. Keep breathing, opening that knee. We're doing 15 seconds more. And very slowly come back. Turn your palms out and up and lower them to a 45, lower the foot. Okay, so let's go again to the first leg one more time. You're going to cross your ankle, but now you're going to lift this leg like if you had a chair underneath you. So there's a few things that I'm looking for. The shin bone has to be parallel to the floor, which means this or this, not a good idea. 90-degree angle here. Flex the foot and avoid turning. Keep it centered. Press your ankle and press this knee out. So this is called hip lift. So what you're doing here is that this knee is pulling into you and this knee is pulling away from you. So you got one of those tractions that you're actively moving and you're holding this position. You're shifting the weight into your butt and you're pressing this knee into you, right? So then if this is your left leg, your right knee is pulling into you and the left knee is moving away from you. Make sure they're both actively pressing against each other so we can get that change that we're looking for. One more thing, breathe with your belly. Don't flare up your ribs, although they want to. And try to shift your entire weight of the body into the butt or the sacrum. Usually the body, what it wants to do is move away from what you're doing and like lean into your head. I want you to take it back into your feet so your head, neck, and shoulders are completely relaxed. Keep pressing those knees against each other. Keep pressing them, guys. 10 more seconds. Keep reaching. Keep pressing. Breathe. You're doing so good. This is a really tough exercise to do. So if you're struggling, you're not alone. We all are. It's a toughie one. And very slowly, lower the leg. Return the other one into the floor. Give it a moment. Take a deep breath in. Now take your right ankle, put it on top of the left knee, or the second leg that you chose. Pick up, flex the foot, shin bone parallel to the floor. Bring your left knee into you and the right knee away from you. Flex both of your feet in Make sure you are in line. You're not turning anything. And you're holding the position, guys. Keep pressing the left knee into you, the right knee away from you, using your hips. Shift the weight into your butt. Head, neck, and shoulders are completely relaxed. Palms are up. Arms are in a 45, space between your shoulders and your hips. And keep pulling again. The knee's going to want to turn. Careful with that. Keep pulling, keep breathing. You're going to feel a lot of stretch inside of the hip joint. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. Stretch inside of your hip joint. We've got 15 seconds to go. Keep breathing, guys. A little bit more. And breathe. And slowly come down. Okay, with your knees bent, I want you to stretch one of them. So why don't we all do the same? Why don't you stretch your right leg? The left knee stays bent and in line. You have to squeeze your thigh and flex the foot. Don't lift the knee, the leg off the floor. You're going to rotate the leg in and out. This is called hook line femur rotations. You're going to make sure the movement is coming from your hip. You're turning the leg in and out for 10 times. 4, squeeze your thighs. 5, keep the back of the knee extended. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and you're going to bend the knee and extend the other one. Make sure again this is in line. You squeeze your thigh, you flex the foot, and from the top of the hip you're going to go in and out. Make sure the leg is rotating inside of the socket. So the hip has one joint and is a ball in the socket. So the hip and the leg is turning in there. We're trying to get mobility. Now we're going down the body. So this kind of mobility is going to stabilize the pelvis from below. So just like the shoulder has a ball in the socket, the leg does too. 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're going to switch again. We're going to do the second time. Squeeze your quad, flex your foot, and go in for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I want you to bend this knee. Extend the second one again. This is your last set. You're going in and out for 10, 9, 8, 7. Level your pelvis. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So now you're going to come up and do hands and knees. You're going to put your hands under the shoulders, elbows extended, shoelaces down, knees under the hips. So I usually look down and check that my knee is in line with my butt. We're going to do cats and dogs. You're going to round your spine all the way up, drop the butt in your head, keep your shoulders down away from your ears. Then you're going to sink the spine, your belly, and your hips, and you're going to look up, pick up your tailbone and your head. Now, as you do this movement, you want to concentrate on, again, initiating the movement from the pelvis, and the spine is going to follow. The shoulder never goes up to the ear. The shoulder cannot do anything here. So the more you lower your shoulders down or shrug them down, the more mobility you're going to get in the spine. Let's do 5 more. 5 and 4. Extend the fingers. And 3 and 2 and 1. Beautiful. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to sit on the floor and we're going to extend the legs probably the width of a mat. And I want you, in yoga what they do is they move the butt back. Here what we do is we roll the hips forward. So the more you take your hips and you roll them forward, the more arch you're going to get. So I want you to roll, put your hands behind you for support, flex your feet, extend the back of the knees, and we're gonna do sitting femur rotation. You're gonna go in and out, same thing as you did, but this time we're doing it with both legs. Keep rolling your hips forward. It's all about the vertical alignment of the sitting bones, the hip, the shoulders, and the ears. Keep the back of the knees extended, relax your belly. So this is a really challenging exercise for a lot of people. So you're not alone in this. Do the best you can. Relax the muscles inside of your butt. 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to open your legs a little bit even wider than that. Squeeze your quads, extend the back of the knees, flex your feet and go in and out. Roll your hips forward again and go in and out, sitting femur rotations. Roll the hips. The wider we go, the easier it gets, but it doesn't mean that it's easy. It's very challenging to do this. Roll your hips forward to get an arch in your lower back. You're actually forcing it. Let's do 6 more. 6, 5, relax your butt. 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to go even wider than that. And here we go. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, come into your bellies, guys. We have 2 more exercises to go. You're going to put one hand on top of the other. You're going to bring your feet really close to each other. You're going to bend the knees and flex your feet. Keep your toes pointing down. Pull the armpits down, keeping the knees together. This is called wishbone. So think of the turkey in Thanksgiving or the chicken. You're going to move your feet apart and bring them together. Pulling the armpits down and keeping the forehead on the floor. So now we are moving the femur bone, right? The femur is the bone, the name of the bone of the leg. We're turning it in and out in an extended pelvis. So your hip is pretty open against the floor. You're going to go out and in and keep going. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So now what you're going to do is you're going to separate your legs really, really far and put your feet together and open the knees even more. So this is called frog, in a prone position. So you want to keep the feet really high, and I want you to squeeze them and release them. Squeeze the bottom of your feet and release them. Your hip is really open. Keep your forehead on your hands. Squeeze and release. Squeeze with the feet. Squeeze. It's the opposite from the wishbone that we did. We're opening the femurs, the leg inside of the hip joint. Four more. 3, 2, and 1. So now that we got this, I want you to extend the legs, bring your toes in and your heels out. So the big toe touches the other and the heels roll out. This is called pigeon toe. You're going to put your hands under the shoulders, and we're going to do a cobra. So we did the exercises before, so we can do this better. So you're going to close your elbows like a grasshopper, and you're going to lift here. You're going to try to hold it. So try to pull the armpits, bring your toes together, your heels out, chest forward, lower your shoulders, relax your belly, and just let the gravity open this a little bit. So what we're doing here is an extension, a really big extension on the spine. We're opening that hip. So this is wonderful for all those people that sit for hours at the computer. This is doing the opposite. It's opening that chest, it's opening that hip, it's getting that elongation in the spine. Breathe, relax the muscles of your butt. 5 seconds more. 3, 2, 1. And I want you to come up and stand up. We're going to do the last exercise. Guys, you did so good. Stand up, align your feet. I'm gonna come here off the mat. I want you to bring your toes inward, just like you did on the floor. We call pigeon toe. Then we're gonna do 3 position toe risers. You're gonna lift and lower. And lift and lower. Lift and lower. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I want you to align your feet and lift up. Think of reaching up to the ceiling. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I want you to turn your toes out. Make sure that your heels are separated, and let's do 10 here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And guys, this is the end of your class. Thank you for coming this morning. You can use, I think, the recording again as many times as you need. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for being in class. I love you guys. I really, really do. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
You're welcome, guys. It has to be 40 minutes, right? Or 30 minutes or something like that.
No, it was fine. It was fine. You were.
Because I see them